How beneficial is it to raise boys along girl siblings or girl cousins?
What do you think?
Hugely.
Usually. What if you can't?
Balance.
What if you don't have any girl?
Friends.
Yeah.
Friends. Playgroups.
Why does that matter?
I don't know. Balance. Understanding, learning.
Yep. Understanding, learning. Beautiful.
Yeah. Exposure and like going, this is what girls are like.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit over the 3 years about this idea of like inner group and outer group and how kids will experience that. And patriarchy pushes back against all minorities. Even like there's a lot of men that struggle with patriarchy because they might be gay, they might be black, they might identify with elements of masculinity that aren't what's called heteronormative. So things like being affectionate to another male, and so they have this inner turmoil of like I want to be the powerful, controlling, dominating male, but there's an internal part of me that doesn't identify with that, and so they have this inner conflict, and that's a lot of like repressed sexuality, expressions of self, things like that. And what we know is the antidote to that is developing relationships with people who are different to us.
Yep.
Like I didn't understand homophobia because I had relationships with gay men from my birth. And so giving opportunities to experience those relationships is really important. Like I've been really lucky that my mum and other people like that I've dated and been friends with were really strong women. So I saw that as a celebration of my life. Some of my best friends in my life have been gay people. Like I'm really lucky. I have blind spots though. Like there's people that are minorities in the community that I don't have an experience with, and that's a weakness in me. And so making sure that our kids get exposure to understanding and having connections and relationships and fun and even affection and intimacy with a spectrum of people is really important.
So practically speaking though, there's a great cross-section at most schools, I would have thought. So great for your kid to meet someone at school, but then promote play dates sort of thing practically?
Yeah, well, just look around and think totally. So look around, and if you got to
we should be friends and exposed, but it's like, how do we do
so
this?
if you've got a little boy and all he's friends with is like other white little boys, that kind of come from Western culture and don't have any diversity in their experience culturally, think about, man, I need to make sure that there's, other opportunities to have different experiences and perspectives. So that's really important. I was at a school a couple of days ago, a really disadvantaged community, and in between they broke my talk into 3 sections, and in between it there was a dance performance, there was an arts award thing and a science experiment, and it was beautiful because there was huge diversity in all those kids that got up in front of the whole school community and did those performances, and thinking about that as a challenge to mainstream stuff being celebrated is really important because it gives an opportunity for kids to understand the perspective and develop relationships with a diversity of experience.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, I won't answer them all. So.
No, that's all right.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.